Mga kaibigan, gusto kong i-share o ibahagi sa inyo etong nakita ko at nabasa ko dito sa isang FB page mula rito sa page ng Tindig Pilipino. Sabi rito, ang makapili noon at ngayon. Traitors never die, they evolve. Samahan ninyo ako mga kapatid.
I'm just a young nigga chillin' on a block. First time I seen ice was a
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat at I hope nakasubscribe ka na dito sa ating YouTube channel, at kung ikaw naman ay nanonood dito sa ating FB page, syempre wag mo rin kalimutan mag-follow and like. Madalas po tayong nagbibigay ng mga reaction video and commentary, pero this time meron tayong babasahin isang napakagandang post mga tol mula rito sa Tindig Pilipino. Ito'y para sa ating lahat, lalong-lalo na kung ikaw ay Pilipino, no? At ikaw ay naniniwala na tayo ay may lehitimong karapatan dito sa West Philippine Sea na hindi pwedeng angkinin at kamkamin na lamang ng ibang mga bansa, no? So sabi rito, basahin natin mga tol. Ang makapili noon at ngayon, traitors never die, they evolve. There are ghosts that hunt nations, not because they scream, but because they whisper. Akala natin tapos na ang makapili. Akala natin nilibing na sila noong 1945 kasama ng mga guho ng Maynila at dugo ng digmaan. Pero mali tayo. Ang makapili ay hindi namatay. Natuto lang itong magsalita ng mas mahinahon. Betrayal did not disappear. It upgraded its vocabulary. And once again, history is knocking not to ask permission but to demand remembrance. Alam niyo yung mga makapili, mga tol, nung araw, yung mga nakasuot ng bayong, di ba? Sila yung mga nagtuturo kung nasan yung mga gerilla. Kumbaga, traidor, mga tol. Sinasabi nila dun sa mga Hapon. Ang makapili noon, ang tahasang pagtatraidor, 1942-1945. Noong panahon ng pananakop ng imperial ng Japan, ang makapili ay hindi metaphor, it was flesh and blood betrayal. The makabayang katipunan ng Pilipino ng mga Pilipino served as informers, enforcers, and local extensions of foreign rule. They wore armbands, they carried weapons, they walked with occupying troops and pointed at Filipinos. Itinuturo nila ang guerrilla, itinuturo nila ang leader, itinuturo nila ang kapitbahay kapalit ng kaligtasan at kapangyarihan. Mga traidor. There was no ambiguity, no context, no intellectual fag, no collaborated or you resisted. Ano ang sinapit nila pagkatapos ng digmaan? When liberation came in 1945, history did not shrug. Hindi sila pinatawad ng bayan. Hindi rin sila pinrotektahan ng kanilang among mga dayuhan. As Japanese forces collapsed, makapili members were abandoned. The protection they traded their souls for vanished overnight. What followed was a reckoning, raw, uneven but unmistakable. Some makapili were captured and executed by guerrillas in the final days of the war. Nahuli. No? Pinarusahan ng kamatayan ng mga guerrillas. Others were arrested, imprisoned, or tried after liberation for treason and collaboration. Many went into hiding, changed names, or lived the rest of their lives marked by permanent shame. Nakakahiya. They were not remembered as pragmatists. They were not remembered as realists, but they were remembered as traitors. Mga traidor sa bayan. History wrote their ending clearly. Collaboration did not save them. It only delayed their disgrace. Ang makapili ngayon, sa bagong panahon, sa ating henerasyon, ang mas mapanganib na anyo. Fast forward to today, no armbands, no firing squads, no foreign tanks in the streets, but the mindset survived. Ang modernong makapili ay hindi na nagtuturo ng tao. Nagtuturo sila ng dahilan kung bakit dapat tayong sumuko. Kung noon mga tol, yung mga makapili, itinuturo nila sa mga Hapon kung sino yung leader, kung sino yung mga guerrilla, kung nasan yung mga guerrilla. Ngayon mga tol, hindi. Nangiimpluwensya pa sila sa mga mamamayan para tayo sumuko na lang sa ating ipinaglalaban. Gamit yung mga naratibo na ginagamit ng China, malakas sila, huwag nyo kaming subukan, lahat ng naglalaro ng apoy masusunog, yun din mismo. Para tayo ay manahimik na lamang at hindi na kumibo sa ginagawang pang-aapi at panghaharas nitong mga dayuhan na to. Sabi rito, they say, wag manggulo, di ba? Maliit lang tayo. Ganito talaga ang geopolitics, ekonomiya muna, dignidad mamaya. All while Filipino fishermen are blasted with water cannons. All while resupply missions are blocked. All while our rights in the West Philippine Sea are treated as negotiable favors. Ang pinakamadilim na anyo ng makabagong Makapili, and here is where the modern Makapili reveal their ugliest face. Wala na kasing maskara eh. Kitang-kita na natin mga tol kung sino sila. Kapag may Pilipinong naninindigan, sundalo, mangingisda, o mamamayang makabayan, ang sagot nila ay pangungutya. Sige, makipagdigma kayo sa China. Pero sa likod ng hamon may lihim na pag-asa at sana mamatay kayo. How can a Filipino wish death upon another Filipino for defending the country? Diba maraming nagsasabi, sige pag kayo binomba, sige pag tayo ginera. Diba? O sana gerahin na nga tayo. Diba may mga nagsasabing ganun mga tol. Nakikita nyo talaga kung sino sila rito sa social media. This is not caution. This is not peace advocacy. This is malice. To dare patriots to fight while hoping they die is not realism, it is moral decay. The old Makapili pointed guns at their countrymen, the modern Makapili point coffins. They mock sacrifice because sacrifice exposes their cowardice. They hate courage because courage reminds them what they are not. Ang pinakamapanganib na kasinungalingan, every betrayal has a sentence that kills nations slowly. For the modern Makapili, it is this. Wala tayong magagawa. Ito ang lason na hindi agad pumapatay pero unti-unting umuubos sa dangal ng bayan. This is surrender dressed as intelligence, cowardice wearing a barong and calling itself policy. History has tested this lie before, and the test was written in blood. Paano nagbago at paano hindi? Noon baril ang gamit, ngayon salita. Old Makapili enforce occupation through fear. Modern Makapili enforce surrender through language. They do not hunt bodies. They hunt confidence. They do not silence law. They relativize it until Filipinos are unsure they deserve it. And that makes them more dangerous than their predecessors. Ang pinakamapanganib na kasinungalingan, every betrayal has a slogan. For the modern Makapili, it is this. Ito yung kanilang slogan. Wala tayong magagawa. Ito ang pangungusap na pumapatay sa bansa bago pa man ito masakop. This is surrender disguised as realism. Cowardice in a barong calling itself policy. History already tested this logic once and those who embrace it did not survive honor intact. Ano ang dapat gawin ng gobyerno dahil may president na? The lesson from 1945 is brutal but clear. The state must never normalize collaboration. First, the government must draw an uncompromising legal line. Free speech is sacred, but deliberate disinformation that weakens sovereignty, especially when aligned with foreign interest, is not harmless opinion. It is a national security threat and must be treated as such through transparency, disclosure of funding, and accountability for public officials who act as foreign amplifiers. Second, the government must name betrayal when it appears. Kapag hindi tinatawag ang kasinungalingan sa tamang pangalan, nagiging normal ito. Silence is not neutrality. It is permission. Third, the state must protect patriots instead of appeasers. Fishermen, soldiers, diplomats, journalists, scholars, these are the modern frontliners. They are left exposed while collaborators are rewarded. The state repeats the same moral failure that allowed Makapili to flourish before. Finally, and most importantly, the government must educate relentlessly. Teach what happened to the old Makapili. Teach that collaboration never ends well. Teach that dignity delayed is dignity denied. Ang hatol na hindi nagmamadali pero hindi rin nakakalimot, ang Makapili noon ay naniwalang maililigtas sila ng panig na pinili nila. Nang umalis ang mananakop, iniwan sila. Hubad sa kasaysayan, walang dangal, walang depensa. The modern Makapili think they are smarter. They think microphones are shields. They think nuance will save them when truth comes knocking. They are wrong. History does not argue, it does not negotiate. It records. It remembers who spoke when silence was easier, who stood when kneeling was rewarded, and who sold the nation our sentence at the time. Ang pagtataksil kahit balutin sa Ingles, kahit lagyan ng policy, ay pagtataksil pa rin at laging may singil. The bill may come late but it always comes with interest. The old Makapili learned too late that surrender buys time but never forgiveness. The question now is that whether we will be tested again. We already are. The only question left is this. When history asks where you stood, will your words save you or will they indict you? Alam niyo mga kapatid, no? Sa panahon natin ngayon, nakakarinig tayo ng mga panlalait, lalong-lalo na doon sa mga pro o kampi nila na sinasabing tayo daw ang nanggugulo, tayo daw ang nangaaway, wala daw kasi tayong alam, 'di ba? Pero alam niyo mga kapatid, simple lang naman eh. Kailangan lang natin ng respeto. Hindi mo na kailangan pang mag-aral ng sobrang mataas na pinag-aralan para ma-gets mo yung point nitong usapin na to, nitong issue na to. Kailangan lang talaga magbigay ng respeto etong mga bansa. Katulad na lang halimbawa mga kapatid natin at saka ng China. Ang hinihingi lang naman natin sa kanila is irespeto nila ang soberanya kung ano yung nakasaad sa UNCLOS na ang Pilipinas ay merong EEZ, which is the 200 nautical miles exclusive economic zone. At tayo mga kapatid ay pinoprotektahan ng batas na tayo ay merong karapatan makapangisda, makapaglayag ng malaya. Pero kanilang pinipigilan, kanilang sinisikil. Hindi tayo nakikipag-away sa kanila mga tol ng walang dahilan. Ang sa atin lang naman ipinaglalaban natin ang ating karapatan at yun ay hindi pakikipag-away. Kailanman mga tol, hindi pakikipag-away ang paggiit mo sa iyong karapatan. Ngayon bilang mga Pilipino, ano ang masasabi mo rito? Comment ka na lamang sa ibaba. Hanggang sa muli, ako nga pala si Shobaldi. Peace out.